Hey everybody, it's JT on the front porch again. Beautiful day. Gonna talk a little bit about a box mod, regulated box mod device today. The Sigelei 50 watt vr2. There it is. Nice looking little box. Great size. As the name suggests, 50 watt maximum. So let's have a vape and let's dig into this thing. So one thing I want to kind of go over is that this is the 50 watt device. I know there is a trend and there's a lot of vapors that vape higher than 50 watts. So I think maybe what I would like to get across with the review of the 50 watt is in part a testament on how this series of boxes is built and has performed so far. Obviously, I can't speak specifically for the 100 watt model or the 150 watt model because I don't have those, but this is the same series. I think the vr2 is the latest series of Sigelei boxes, and I'll be honest, I've been really pleased with it. So specifically with the 50, again, beautiful size, very sleek, well built, no rattles, doesn't feel loose or janky or anything. Single 18650 powers this device. I did see it is recommended for a 20 amp or higher battery. Single battery, really cool door or face on this. It's kind of like a switchblade. I feel like a ninja a little bit. I know I'm not a ninja, but you know, even I'll say I do go through a couple batteries. If I'm running this device at 50 watts and I'm out and about, I could very easily go through 2 to 3 batteries easily in a day. That might be frustrating to some people, but I gotta say it doesn't really bother me because of how easy it is just to swap this battery out. A lot of boxes, the whole face comes off and you've got to hold that face plate. I like how it stays attached, swings open, and you can pop a new one in. 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. I've noticed sometimes it's more like 7 clicks, like mini devices. The display is one area where they kind of left a little to be desired. It is very dim. Right now, that faceplate is telling me it's set at 50 watts, voltage, resistance of my atomizer. I can't read that. In the shade, I can barely make it out. Any kind of sunlight, I can't see a thing. It's mirror finished. I can't even read it. I have to press the fire button, and you still can't even see it, but it gets brighter then. So that's a negative. The power button is the fire button. Up and down arrows, raise the wattage, lower the wattage. Very straightforward, very user-friendly. Now it's got the micro USB charging port here, but it says in bold letters in the instruction included literature here, do not use as pass-through. So do not use this and vape on this device while it is charging. That's interesting to me because I've not heard much about that. With other devices, that's one of the benefits in having a charging port is that if your battery's low, you could possibly still vape on it while it's charging. But it says no. So please heed that warning. I'm not sure why or what could happen, but just please, when it's charging, plug it in. Or, like I said, so easy to swing that plate open and just pop in a fresh battery and charge it separately. I am vaping on the Beyond Vape Mako War rebuildable dripping atomizer. Got it built at 0.4. It's set at 50 watts. It's a good vaping little box. The price point, now I just searched online. At the time when I started this post, they were going for $69.99. That's retail on this Sigelei 50 watt vr2 model. I've seen them everywhere online for 90 bucks. I've seen them in some shops for anywhere from $75 to $100. So shop around. This particular model came from Vapor's Room from Instagram. A retailer sells a lot of good gear through Instagram, and of course in my post I will list their exact name on Instagram. You can contact them for wholesale or retail. So if 50 watts covers you and your vaping style, which it does for me, this is probably a really good device. I will say that even though it's easy to swap batteries, I will probably pick up the Sigelei 100 watt model just because it runs off 2 batteries. And, you know, with me running around 40 to 50 watts, I'm going to get a lot more battery life out of that. On that note, if you vape at 30 watts constantly, this device with the single battery would last you a lot longer than it lasts me. You know, I've kind of run this thing at full power, and that's when I go through about 3 batteries a day. But if you run it less than max, you're obviously going to probably get a better battery life out of it. I really enjoyed it. It's a beautiful size. It's not a big clunky box. Obviously the 100 and 150 will get a little bit bigger. Decent little design, no crazy logos or anything. Just all around a pretty solid box. Mine came in or pretty solid mod. Mine came in a really nice little box here. It came with the screwdriver and an extra screw for that back plate. And as I mentioned before, also came with a little booklet that you know, goes over some of the specs, and that's always really nice. Basically tells you how to unlock it, lock it, turn it on, change the battery. Now this will fire down to 0.2 ohms. The wattage is 7 watts to 50 watts, and the voltage is 1.2 volts to 8.5 volts. Okay, so specs on the device, but in real time, consider it a good 50 watt device, well built. I've had 0 issues from it, aside from not being able to read that screen, and some people may be a little discouraged that it's only a single 18650, but not an issue for me on that note. So that's it. I know it was short and sweet, but basically it's a great 50 watt box. Everybody's seen box devices out these days. I think it's a great option, and I think the price is really going to be really pleasing. I could see these things dropping down and being a really, really affordable device. 50 watts on the go, man. Nice and sleek. I like it. That's all I got. Sigelei 50 watt from @Vapor's Room on Instagram. Everybody, have a great night.